use the line anyway. Hello, I'm Brad Sherman from California's best named city, Sherman Oaks. 15 years I've served on the Foreign Affairs Committee and as a member of the Armenian Issues Caucus. And for 15 years I've come to events like this to pay homage to the survivors who are still with us and to recognize the first genocide of the 21st century. Now with me here from my staff is Simak Kurdistani, and if you want to keep in touch on all of these issues, just give them your card or your email address. I support increased aid to Armenia, aid to the Republic of Nagorno-Karabakh, and an end to military assistance or any assistance to Azerbaijan. Secretary Hillary Clinton came before our committee, and I had a chance to insist to her directly that the State Department make it plain that America will not stand by while Azerbaijan rattles its sword and announces that it's thinking of resuming hostilities. But we're here today not to talk about so much the Armenia of today, but the events of the first genocide of the 20th century. And you have heard from all of the proponents, so the strongest proponents, of the Armenian genocide resolution. But here today you have not heard from the opponents. So what do they say? They say that Congress shouldn't adopt this resolution because it will derail efforts to reconcile Armenia and Turkey. Well, we're familiar with reconciliations of great importance around the world. We're familiar with South Africa and other places where they had truth and reconciliation commissions, a truth and reconciliation process. But where in the world have we seen a successful falsehood and reconciliation process? Cover-up and reconciliation process. Those who look forward to the Turks and the Armenians working harmoniously together must realize that it starts with the recognition of the Armenian genocide. And then there are those who say it will hurt our relationship with Turkey. How are we going to have a relationship with a Turkish government that still denies genocide? How will the people of Turkey be part of a modern, forward-looking democracy if they are still covering up a genocide? What would America be today if we claimed slavery never existed? Who would want to be an ally of a Germany that still claimed the Holocaust didn't happen? Only when Turkey recognizes the truth will we have a solid relationship based on truth. And then we are told that if we recognize the genocide, Turkey will retaliate. Well, first, this asks us to be cowards. But worse, it asks us to be stupid cowards. What Turkey has threatened every entity that has recognized or thought of recognizing the genocide, and then they have always failed to retaliate. Turkey had threatened harsh retribution against Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Belgium, Argentina, and 10 other countries. Some 40 American states have recognized the genocide, and not one has seen a dip in its exports to Turkey. And the greatest fight of all, the most intense fight, was the effort of the Turks to prevent France from recognizing the genocide by threatening that the French would not be able to export to Turkey. France called their bluff. They recognized the genocide, and exports from France to Turkey tripled. Similar increases in exports have been occasioned by Belgium, Canada, Greece, Italy, Lebanon, Turkey. Lebanon and Russia all were exporting more to Turkey, and yet we remain afraid to recognize the genocide. Finally, we've got to remember that I think the Turks need us just a little bit more. We've done more for Turkey than they could ever really ask us to do. $23 billion in aid. We saved them from communism. We helped build the pipelines that bring them oil. And we prevented an independent Kurdish state. And now we are the loudest voice in the world calling for Turkish entry into the European Union. And after all that, they say, oh, one more thing. Could you lie about genocide for us? It's time for us to act like a superpower. It's time for us to act like a principled superpower. And it's well past time for us to recognize the first genocide of the 21st century. I'm not going to rest until that. I want to thank you for your efforts. And next time we're here together, it shouldn't be to call on Congress to recognize the genocide. It should be to celebrate. We should have a blow-up of the resolution that I hope Congress passes this year. On this year's text, we look forward to passing it and look forward to being proud to be a member of Congress. Thank you.